Hi, I'm Sydney and welcome to my channel. As you can tell by the title, yes, I am 18 and pregnant. I will be 12 weeks this Thursday, which it is now Tuesday, and that's almost 4 months pregnant. So, I will explain how I found out I was pregnant. I found out because I was having weird symptoms, and some of them were not really weird, and it didn't come off to me as pregnancy symptoms. Like the first one I was having heartburn, which it was kind of weird to me because I'm almost 19 and I've never had heartburn my whole life, no matter what I've ate or no matter how spicy, I have never had heartburn. So it was kind of weird, but then I just kind of pushed it off. It was just a body thing. Maybe I ate something my body didn't agree with. So then I started getting weird cramps. So I thought maybe I was just going to start my period because it was in my lower belly. And I was like, oh, maybe I'm about to start my period because I was already a few days late. So I was like, well, maybe I'm about to start my period. Yay. Because this was like Tuesday or Wednesday, I want to say. So I was like, I'll wait till Saturday and see if I get my period. And Saturday came around and I never got my period. And it was kind of weird to me, and my TMI, but my boobs were kind of hurting. So I was like, this is kind of weird. This is off. I still haven't had my period. So I went to Walmart, bought 3 pregnancy tests, and I was supposed to meet my mom and stepdad at my grandma's. So I went out there and I took all 3 pregnancy tests into the bathroom with me. And I took the first one and it came back positive, but I still didn't want to believe it. So I took the other 2 and they came back positive. And I still didn't believe it. I was still kind of in shock. So I walked out of the bathroom. I showed my grandma. She was excited for it. She was just telling me that it'll be okay. It's a good thing that babies bring happiness and everything. But to me, it wasn't in that case. I was still like scared. I was trying to figure out what I'm going to do. So I walked out of the house. I showed my mom, and she started jumping up and down, was super excited because this is her first grandkid. So she was super excited for it, but I broke down and started crying. I told her I'm not really ready. I feel like I'm not mentally ready for this. I don't think I'm going to be a good mom. I don't think I'm ready to be a mom, which that's kind of my fault. The pregnancy was not planned at all. I could have taken more precautions to not become pregnant, but I did not. So I told her I thought I wasn't mentally stable and ready for a baby. So she was like, it'll be okay. You have that mom instinct. You'll be okay. So I went home and I also went and bought another pregnancy test. And I took it in front of my boyfriend, and it came back positive, and he just didn't really have a reaction. He just said, okay, cool. And just went back to playing his video games because he's a video gamer. He likes to play his games all the time. So I texted my best friend, and I told her, I was like, hey, I have a little predicament here, and I think I'm pregnant, which I've already taken 4 pregnancy tests now, and they all came back positive, but I was still in shock. So I went to her work. We waited till she got off. Then we went to Walmart and bought 3 more. And we went to her house. I took them, and they all came back positive. She was jumping up and down, squealing that she's going to be an aunt. But I was still kind of in shock. I was a little bit more excited by now. But I was still in shock, kind of scared. So I didn't really know what I was going to do. So that Monday, my mom made me an appointment with my primary doctor. And we went in and I took a pregnancy test through them. And it came back positive. He said I was approximately 10 or 11 weeks. So I was like, okay, cool. So then we made an appointment to see my OB. Well, then, like 2 days after I seen my primary doctor, my stomach started cramping up and I started bleeding. So we went to the hospital and they did all these like tests, examinations, sonos, and everything else. And they came back and said that it was just my cervix shedding, that it was okay, that the baby was just fine, but I was not 10 or 11 weeks. I was only 5 or 6. So I was like, okay, well, the baby's okay as long as everything's okay right now. So by the time the appointment came around, we went to see my OB, and I was probably 6 weeks, 7 weeks, I think. And we went in for a sono, but the baby was so small we couldn't see it with the tummy sono, so we had to do the probe, TMI, but we had to do the probe and we saw the baby, which it was really, really small. It was just a tiny, tiny dot, which I have the sono. I've already made a book. It's just a tiny, tiny dot right there. And it wasn't very big. I think in this one it was only the size of a rice grain. So it wasn't very big at all. So he said I would have to come back in 2 or 3 weeks so he could see the growth and see how big the baby actually was. And that's when he could give an actual time and due date. But then we decided to swap doctors because I got a different insurance. So, sorry. So we swapped to a different doctor. We went and seen him. And he said that by the time I seen him, I was now 9 or 10 weeks. So he said I was 9 or 10 weeks and that the baby was now the size of a raspberry, which I got a sono of that one too. And now this one you can actually see the baby itself. It's kind of hard to see on camera, but you could see its like legs and arms. So I was super excited about that time because you could kind of see the arms and the legs moving. So I was super excited, but I was still super scared. So I had to come back to see their sono tech because he couldn't give an actual due date yet. So that Wednesday, it was like a Monday, that Wednesday I came back and she told me that my due date was Halloween, October 31st, and that I was now 10 weeks and that I could come back in 2 or 3 weeks when I was 12 to 13 and do a gender blood test, which I haven't done that yet. I will be 12 weeks this Thursday. So, I was super excited, but at first it was easy. I was just having heartburn, cramps, just little stuff, and now it's gotten to where I'm super sick every day. I can't really eat. I've been super nauseous. I haven't thrown up every day, but I have thrown up if I do too much or I eat something the baby doesn't like, which the baby only likes spicy food. Only spicy food. No sweets. I can't eat sweets because I'll get sick. It doesn't like Mexican food at all, so I can't eat Mexican food. If I do, I get super sick. So I look like crap right now because I'm super pale. The sun's on me right now, so you can't really tell. I'm super pale. My face isn't really broken out, but I'm super pale. I feel like I haven't really gained any weight. I have a really small baby bump. I just look like I'm really bloated. So this coming Monday, I do go back for the blood test, and I do find out the gender within 7 days after the blood test. So I'm super excited, but we're going to do a gender reveal, so that will be my next video. So if you would like to see the gender and stay included in the baby's pregnancy, well, my pregnancy, but the baby's story and how everything is going throughout the pregnancy, then subscribe, like, and just continue on with us, and the next video will be the gender reveal. Yay!